We Team Rocket are Pokemon gangsters. Okay. Jesus, man. Oh, cool. Nothing? Dude, Sand Attack's pissing me off. Thank you. Oh, fuck. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. Alright. Huh. Kinda. You feel comfortable in it? Do you? Do you?
Okay, well. Yeah. Nothing. Huh? It's okay. You don't feel comfortable? Well, then don't worry. I mean, that's the only thing I can tell you. Alright, so... now that we've gone down that first ladder, we don't have to worry about going down there anymore. We're at 60-40. 50-50. Better than 50-50. No longer confused. Or back to being confused, I guess. Look, and this will be the one that we fucking hurt ourselves. What kind of fucking shit is that? Why can't you just kill it? Just kill it and be done with it. Thank you. Mega Punch. I want to fight him, but I don't. Because I already know that it's going to make me go all the way back out of this cave. It's just... I don't have time for that shit. We're doing good. Hurt myself. Woo! Barely pulled that out. Alright, I deserve to hit myself at some point. It's been too nice to me. dumbass. Do that. Yeah, Pidge is the next lowest, so. Fucking hate being confused. I deserved it. I deserved it. This takes forever. Hey, get back here. That fossil's ours. What? Round 2. Tammy's got some high speed. A brat beat us. Team Rocket blast off at the speed of light. TM4. Whirlwind. All right. And I don't even remember what to do here. Remember there's a gang, like a bike gang or something, are owned only by skilled trainers. I see you have at least one. Those badges have amazing secrets. Now then, which of the 8 badges should I describe? Oh, I don't need to know any of this crap. Gonna grab food, dude. You can share some corn dog with me. I have 2. The fuck is the point in this? Weird. Dude. Blue X Mist has appeared. Yo, Atticus, you still struggling along? I'm doing great. I caught a bunch of strong and smart Pokemon. Here, let me see what you caught, Atticus. Bloom, the first Pokemon game in North America was in 1996, pretty sure. I think it was 1994 in Japan, and then they delayed it for a couple of years, I think. And yes, it will look weird. These first few games will look kind of weird, but I promise they'll get better. Gonna raise our evasion here really fast. And it'll also look funny because it came out originally on the Game Boy. Alright, this is going to take a while. Let's do Tail Whip for a couple of turns. I haven't used Double Team. But we'll roll with it. Yes, definitely. Retro gaming at its finest. So, to make sure that we don't lose our Pikachu here. Sandshrew. Yeah, we'll do Geodude here. So Bloom, I know that you said you'd never played a Pokemon game. We have Mega Punch on him too. But essentially, the main premise is to catch all these different creatures and use them to... In the lore, it says that certain people use them to help around the house, certain people use them to just do all kinds of stuff. I think in the later games, there's people that actually eat them, which is weird. But essentially, the goal is you want to use... Did it miss, or did it... Oh, yeah, because he... Sand attack. Yeah, on the 64, there was Pokemon Stadium, which was like a collection of mini games, and it was sort of similar to this, where you actually had Pokemon that you would choose moves and fight against each other. And then the other one was Pokemon Snap, which is, God, one of my favorite ones. The basic premise is you literally just ride around on a train taking pictures of Pokemon. or like a rail car more, not like a train, but it was super, super cool. And like if you did certain things, like you could throw apples. If you threw apples and, you know, did certain things, you could unlock certain Pokemon to take more pictures of them. Like you could only take certain pictures if a certain set of events happened. It was really cool. Can we just get like one more tackle in? Please, just one more tackle? Golly. Thank you. Rattata. Yeah, we'll swap out for Butterfree again. So one of my favorite things about Pokemon is actually just catching random Pokemon. There's all types of different ones, and it's super fun to just catch things that you like. Like, for me, I'm a sucker for bugs. I don't know why, but all of the bug Pokemon, like, always are very, very cool to me. So I'm always a sucker for... There's a Pokemon called Scyther, which I'm pretty sure in the first gen he's in the Safari Zone. And I will go very far out of my way just to make sure I get one. Just because he's like my favorite thing. Aww. And as far as the battles, they're really fun in the fact that, like, everything is chance based. Like, each move has a percentage of the time that it will be successful, and usually they'll have some sort of other stats worked into them to where nothing is ever guaranteed. So every single battle is always different, and you can manipulate it to go the route that you want to. Like, you can use certain moves that make the opponent's Pokemon miss more often so that they don't hit you, or you can lower their attack so that they don't do as much damage, or you can lower their defense so they take more damage. There's just all kinds of different routes that you can take. So in that respect, yeah, it's really, really fun once you get into it that way. On the surface level, like, it just looks like a bunch of moves and you just do them, but once you like start to pick up on what each move does, it gets really, really cool, and you can manipulate every battle to go in your favor, as long as the opponent's Pokemon doesn't do it right back to you. So, hey, guess what? I went to Bill's and got him to show me his rare Pokemon. That added a lot of pages to my Pokedex. After all, Bill's world famous as a Pokemaniac. He invented the Pokemon storage system on PC. Since you're using his system, go thank him. Well, I better get rolling. Smell you later. And one of the coolest things about this game in particular, this is the yellow version, it's more based off of the anime than any other game was at the time. I don't know if any of the later ones are close to the anime, but if you've ever seen any of the original Pokemon show, a lot of this will kind of come back to you. Obviously, I named the characters differently. I named the main character after myself, and then I named our rival after my brother. So like... So this is our Pokedex, and this is kind of like our encyclopedia on everything that we've seen, right? So if it has the little Pokeball beside it, that means we actually own that Pokemon. And whenever we own it, that means we can train it and develop it to be the Pokemon that we want it to be. So I currently have a Butterfree on my team, and that's the one I was using a while ago. It's just a giant butterfly. He's really cool. So like there's all kinds of different ones. Like obviously Pikachu's in here. He's actually following me around. This is the only game that you have a Pokemon that follows you around, if I'm not mistaken. I think there may be one in the later games. And yeah, he's my brother. He's in here like all the time. Whether he talks or not, he always tries to like lurk around. And he is super knowledgeable on Pokemon. He's played, I'm pretty sure he's played every single game at some point. I don't know if he's completed all of the games, but like what I generally do is I find Pokemon that I really like Sandshrew. He is one of my favorites. I don't know why. He just looks really cool. He looks really cute. So when I get a chance, I'll actually try to catch him and use him in battle. There's a bunch of different ones. I mean, there's tons. Just in this game alone, there's over 150. Technically, there's 151. I don't know if we'll end up seeing the 151st Pokemon, but it's like super rare. But then, like, the whole premise of the game is to essentially go against trainers, fight them, and you gain badges. And every badge that you get allows you to train Pokemon up to a higher level. And once you get there, you can... I think the last badge lets you go all the way up to 100, and I think 100 is the highest that you can go in first gen. And you just kind of, like... I get attached to my Pokemon. There you go. Gotta catch them all. That's always the slogan. The one thing that's weird is so every generation that they do a couple of different games. So in the first generation there was red and there was blue. All right. In red version, you're more likely to see a specific Pokemon in a certain area, but in blue version you're more likely to see a separate Pokemon in the same area. So you're like more likely to see different Pokemon on which game you play. And in certain games, they actually lock you out of catching certain Pokemon because they only appear in the other game. So you kind of have... It was kind of like in the 90s, it was that way of getting you to... crap. It was actually a way to get you to like link up and trade and, you know, communicate with your friends. Pretty cool back then. I remember because you'd carry around like a giant, like thick cable, and you'd connect two Game Boys together and you'd trade back and forth. Those were the days before wireless connectivity was possible. So like right there, that guy used a move that actually poisoned my Pokemon. So naturally my Pokemon is poisoned, and every time I step, you'll see that it flashes the screen, which tells me that the Pokemon is actually getting hurt. So we have to rush back, and we have to heal our Pokemon before they faint. And in the world of Pokemon, technically, Pokemon don't die. So whenever you're fighting against a Pokemon trainer, his Pokemon don't die, they just faint, and you have to take them and get them healed. So, at this point in the game, literally we are traveling up this bridge so that we can go meet Bill. And Bill is a special character that he allows us to use his computer. He invented a computer system, so we have to go see him and say what's up. So Lass wants to fight, so she sends out a Pidgey. I feel really dumb for getting rid of that Thunder move that I had. Okay. Now restarting. And yeah, they actually in the later games, and maybe my brother can help. They introduced breeding, which allows you to put a male and a female Pokemon together, and they actually create an egg, and you walk around with the egg, and it will hatch. And you can kind of breed Pokemon, and you can generate the Pokemon that you really, really want. Yeah, so 2nd gen. Which is really cool, because then you can kind of manipulate all the stuff. And like each Pokemon has specific stats. So all of the stats that they have end up working out to like how much damage they'll do, how much HP they'll have. And whenever you breed Pokemon, you can actually breed them to have certain stats, which is really cool. And you can kind of manipulate them in that way. And a lot of high-level Pokemon people that actually go to like tournaments and stuff, they actually hold fairly important tournaments using Pokemon. They will actually like breed and breed and breed and breed Pokemon until they get the perfect stat for each thing, and then they'll train that Pokemon and they'll use it in the battles. So it gets very, very in depth. Like depending on how much you get into it, there's a lot to learn. There are a lot of people that really, really put in a lot of time, and it gets really, really in depth. So my Pokemon aren't like super strong, which forces me to have to come back here just because I don't want them to faint in the middle of battle. The worst part to me when they faint is they actually don't gain any experience points off of the battle.